introduce our next speaker, the Rabbi, the leader of our community, of our ever-expanding shul, Rabbi Twerski.
Please come join.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor and a privilege to take part in this momentous occasion and to share in Yossi Simcha. Yossi came over to me before and asked me if I would like to speak first or if he should speak first. And I said, it's going to make no difference. Go ahead and speak first. What a mistake. The last thing you want to do is get up after an inspiring speech like that, because you can only make things worse. Every word you said was gold. Inspired me greatly, and I'm going to take one of those. It's an incredible schia for us mere mortals to be able to connect with something eternal like learning Torah. With every word of the Torah that we learn, we connect with our Heavenly Father and acquire an everlasting acquisition which cannot be measured. Chazal tell us, schar mitzvah b'hayal maleka, we do not receive reward for mitzvahs that we do in this world. And the reason given is that there is nothing, everything in this world is inadequate to pay the reward of a single mitzvah. Especially learning one word of Torah. We say in the mission every morning, learning one word of Torah is shakul keneged kol mitzvah shel Torah. It's equal to all other mitzvahs in the Torah. Let alone the acquisition of finishing an entire Masechta in Hashas. And I really cannot even fathom the finishing of the entire Hashas. I find it pretty awkward that I'm Yossi's Rav, celebrating his Siyum Hashas, and I have come nowhere close to finishing half Hashas. I'm reminded of, I tell a story, that there's a Rav, I repeated it once in Shul, there's a Rav and a wagon driver. The Rav is sitting in the carriage of the wagon driver is sitting up front, whipping the horses, and the Rav gives a krecht. He sighs. So the wagon driver turns around and he says, "What's wrong?" The Rav says, "You know what it entails to be a Rav." He says, I got people calling me with halachic shalos all day long. People come, they pour out their life tzaras to me. I got to go around fundraising for the shul. He says, "It's impossible. I can't go on with this." The wagon driver says, "It's impossible for you. You're sitting in the back. Comfortably, I'm sitting over here under the beating sun, sweltering in the heat, whipping the horses, while you sit in the back. And then when we get to the destination, wherever we go, everybody comes forward to give you honor and respect. Nobody looks at me. I'm a nobody. And you're correcting." Anyway, an argument ensues, and they agree to change roles for the next city when they arrive. The wagon driver is going to be the Rav, and the Rav is going to be the wagon driver. So they change clothing. The wagon driver sits comfortably in the back, and they reach the next city. No sooner have they entered the town, and there's a woman there with a chicken, and she realizes there's a Rav in the carriage, and she runs over and she says, "Rav, I've got a question with this chicken. Tell me what's the kashrus? Is it kosher? Is it not kosher?" So she approaches the Rav, who's wagon driver, and the guy has no inkling. He looks at the chicken, he says, "That's a shayla. My wagon driver can answer that." Siyum Hashas? I'm all about them do that. I do have a confession to make. When Yossi asked me to speak a number of months ago, I was and still am ecstatic. This tremendous occasion. A few days ago, he pulled a quick one on me and told me that it's going to be mixed eating over here. And generally speaking, it's hard for me to do this, and I don't do this. But I do not want to back out on Yossi after how much work and toil he's put into this, years and years. We just finished speaking; it's unbelievable. One of my closest friends, and I couldn't miss it. We find ourselves right now during the period of Sfiras HaOmer. Sfiras HaOmer, there are two mitzvahs in the Torah. Yossi promised to be brief. I offer no such assurances. It's really not going to be too long. There are two mitzvahs in the Torah, Sfiras HaOmer. One, mitzvah lemimnei yoima, mitzvah lemimnei shvuah. There's a mitzvah to count every day of the Omer, and there's a mitzvah to count the weeks of the Omer. We are counting down, the Rabban writes, we are counting down till we reach the time of Kabbalah Satira, like somebody anticipating something which you can't wait for, another day, another day. The question is, why does the Torah tell us to count days and weeks? Isn't it enough if we count up 50 days, 49 days, until we reach Kabbalah Satira? Why do we have to count days and weeks? David HaMelech says in Tehillim, he talks about the Torah, he says, Hanachamadim mizahav mipaz rav. Torah is more desirable than gold and silver. Umesukim mitvash v'nefes tzuvim, it's sweeter than honey and all types of delicacies. Gam avdecha nizar bahem, also your servant is meticulous in the Torah. V'shamram eikev rav, and when I fulfill the Torah, awaits me a large reward. What is the lashon in the pasuk of Eikev Rav? A large reward. It's a very interesting lashon in the pasuk. And besides, we probably shouldn't be learning Torah and doing mitzvahs in order to receive a reward. I think that both of the aspects that we discussed earlier, the Torah is teaching us a tremendous lesson in the pursuit of our goals, especially those of Torah and mitzvahs. For one to be successful, to achieve in life in general, but especially in Torah, one has to have two goals. One long-term goal and one short-term goal. Before one embarks on any particular project or mission, we have to know what it is we have in our sights. What's our goal? What is it we're out to accomplish? Just like before building a house, a person knows what it is that he wants to achieve. He has a blueprint of the house, the way he wants it to look. So too, before we start on our journey, Torah and mitzvahs, we have to know where is it that we want to reach? What do we want to achieve? What's the blueprint? It's in Torah, it's in Chesed, it's in Chinuch of our children, in every aspect of our lives. We have to know what it is that we're out, what it is that we're shooting for. We should reach for the stars if it's attainable. However, just as we understand that a house cannot be built overnight. A person can't decide that he wants a dream house, and he waves a magic wand, or he rubs a lamp, and a genie comes out to build the house. If somebody wants a house, he's got to work day by day, toil. He's got to put in pipe after pipe, and brick after brick, tile after tile. He's got to daily work another step, another small step, and another small step, until he achieves his goal. The danger of having a long-term goal and no short-term goal is that if we only have a long-term goal and no short-term goal, then we're dreamers, because there's no way we'll ever attain it. We want this dream house. How's it going to happen? We have no way of accomplishing it. If we have short-term goals, every day we set aside what is it that we're going to accomplish today, then we can really achieve the goals that we set for ourselves. The Medrash in Shir Hashem brings down that there are two people who look at the Torah. The Medrash calls one of them a tipesh, foolish person, and the other person a chacham. And the tipesh looks at the Torah and he says, the Torah is so vast, there's no way I can conquer this, there's no way I can take it all in. And he goes home and goes to sleep. The chacham says, it's vast, today I'll learn 2 halachas, tomorrow I'll learn 2 halachas, until he finishes the entire Torah.